is an MSNBC special presentation.
Here's Johnny!
The undefeated all-time champ of late night. Here's Johnny Carson. I'm Jane Pauley, and this is Time and Again.
The following program is brought to you in living color. Ladies and gentlemen, a good evening to you.
This is Lowell Thomas in New York.
Beatles emerged off the
And go, my fellow Americans!
I'm Chet Huntley, your host on...
We had 73 television cameras on Mayday Girl.
President Nixon is actively...
One small step for man.
Hello and welcome to Time and Again. There's plenty of comedy to be found on late-night television, what with Jay and Dave and Conan and the rest. But you can't get around the fact that someone is missing. That someone is Johnny Carson, who said goodnight for the last time on May 22nd, 1992, after an extraordinary 30 years as host of The Tonight Show. 30 years. No one else even comes close. Johnny's been quite content to avoid the limelight since then. He'd pop up occasionally, like in 1993 when he was a Kennedy Center honoree. But there's been none of the usual showbiz song and dance, no comeback specials, talk show appearances, theme restaurants. Johnny Carson is a class act. We'll look back over Carson's remarkable career, hear from the man himself in a rare interview, and from longtime sidekicks Ed McMahon and Doc Severinsen. Let's begin in May 1992, just days before his farewell. Katie Couric profiled Johnny for Today.
From New York, The Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson.
We've seen him go from a boyish 36-year-old to a boyish 66-year-old. But even though he may have aged a bit, his act has never grown old with the American public.
Okay.
You may want to put this. He does the...
All over my very expensive... Why don't you take this animal, Jim?
He first came to prominence at Channel 2 in Los Angeles in the early 50s.
The Johnny Carson Show. Now, tonight on the show, we've got so many exciting things happening. We've really got a lot of entertainment tonight. And to start things off right, as a special treat on our stage tonight, the very famous television star, radio and stage, Mr. George Burns. George?
Johnny was asked to replace Jack Paar on The Tonight Show. Believe it or not, he didn't want the job. But Johnny was finally persuaded to take the offer, and an American television dynasty was born. It all started October 1st, 1962, when Johnny was introduced by Groucho Marx. From that day on, Johnny was on top of the ratings and on top of the news. His monologues have made him a modern-day Will Rogers, the man America turns to for political humor.
The Watergate thing is driving everybody crazy. You watch the hearings all day today? It's interesting, I want to tell you. It's affecting everything. My wife wanted to go shopping this morning. I demanded a receipt for the grocery money.
By the time he does the show in the evening, he has seen the comedic way of translating the absurdities and sordidness of the front page of the paper into something funny, and just a day or two before the rest of the country realized it.
Occasionally, Johnny had major political figures as guests. Richard Nixon in 1967.
And I think you ought to run for president.
Dr. Martin Luther King was on the show, and so was Bobby Kennedy. But most of the time, The Tonight Show has been strictly for laughs.
Now let me see if I got the facts straight here. Cleaning woman Clara Clifford discovered your clean copper clappers kept in a closet were copped by Claude Cooper, the kleptomaniac from Cleveland. Now, is that about it? One other thing. What's that? If I ever catch kleptomaniac Claude Cooper from Cleveland who copped my clean copper clappers from kept in the closet, yes, I'll clobber him.
Hi, honey, I left the office early. And have I got a surprise for you? I brought the Colonel home.
I've got a surprise for you. So did I.
You took out one girl. Who was she, fat?
That girl.
How fat? She was so fat her bathtub has stretch marks. Okay.
That's a fat girl.
Fat chick, you kidding? When she was standing alone, a cop told her to break it up.
But Tonight Show producers say the show was best when everything went wrong.
Those are always my favorites. All the things that don't work. Because that's live, I mean, that's good television.
Very difficult challenge,
Yes,
Johnny.
it certainly is.
Hello?
Just have to repeat sometimes?
No, he'll do it.
Oh.
Hello, Suze. Hello. Hello, Bird.
15 minutes.
Oh yes, the animal segments. For 30 years, The Tonight Show has been a kind of electronic zoo.
Name me one other place in this entire world of 4.5 billion people where a man is sitting with a marmoset on his head. I mean, the odds of that happening, the possibilities stagger the mind.
If you turn sideways, it's cute how the tail is just...
Call the kitty.
Well, how do you call the kitty?
Kitty, 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 kitty.
You saw it here on this show, a bird calling a cat. That's a gutsy bird.
Put some more in there. Here, don't show him the bag. Put that right in there.
Like the animals, Johnny was all too happy to bite the hand that fed him. He took glee in spoofing the commercials that made the show such a goldmine.
Hi. Do you mind if I talk to you for just a minute? I just want to say a few words about diarrhea.
But even with all the comedy, Johnny's highest-rated show was a wedding. 43 million people tuned in to see Tiny Tim marry Miss Vicky.
No one knew it would be a record-breaking thing. I didn't know it at the time, let alone go to Australia by satellite.
Besides Tiny Tim, Johnny has also been host to stars ranging from Judy Garland to the Jackson 5, to Diana Ross, to Itzhak Perlman. But another violinist was Johnny Carson's idol.
Jack Vanny told him something. When it's your show and somebody else gets a laugh, it's as good as you getting a laugh.
Johnny, I want to say something. I'm very glad to be here. And I'm going to tell you, without me, your show tonight would have been nothing. You ever get the feeling that the world was a tuxedo and you were a pair of brown shoes?
A few years back, the man who holds the record as most frequent guest on the show sang his theme song with Johnny. It sounds rather fitting this week, doesn't it?
We did have fun and no harm done, so thanks for the memory. Sunburns at the shore, nights in Singapore. You might have had a headache, but you never were a bore, so thank you so much.
We'll have more on Johnny Carson's 1992 farewell a bit later. But when we come back, Johnny speaks, a rare interview with NBC's Bryant Gumbel.
John William Carson was born in Corning, Iowa in the middle of the Roaring '20s. In 1933, his family moved to Norfolk, Nebraska, and from early on, Norfolk knew Johnny was showing signs of talent. He liked to perform magic tricks and billed himself as the Great Carsoni. He had a typical middle American adolescence, as attested to by these Carson family home movies circa 1940.
I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart and mind embraces all day through.
Directly after high school in 1943, he enlisted in the Navy and served out the war. When he returned home, he got interested in radio, and by the late 40s, he was a pioneer in a new medium called television.
This is WOW-TV, Omaha, Nebraska.
By Christmas Day 1950, the Korean War had been going on for 7 months. At WOW-TV in Omaha, he took time out for this holiday message.
The world's in quite a boxed up situation. December, Christmas Day, 1950.
We certainly hope that by next Christmas, in 1951, that peace on earth and goodwill toward men will certainly be the thing.